It's time for another episode about Talk About Town. Neal, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm here. I'm safe. Hopefully all the listeners out there, everybody else is safe. We had a little bit of a tornado yesterday, but we'll talk about that here a little bit more. I'm really excited about the episode we've got and our guest.
I am too. I actually saw some pics of the probably tornado in Louisville, and I hope everyone's okay. It was a pretty wild picture.
Definitely a scary night.
Yep. All right.
Let's roll the intro.
Let's do it.
Recorded live from Louisville, it's Talk About Town, the Louisville podcast. And now, your hosts, Neal Cox and Chad Hennessy.
Hey, Ron White here. I'm nowhere to be found. You're listening to Talk About Town, like I give a.
We have a really exciting couple of group of guys here, and I'm really excited to introduce you to our friends. But definitely, there was a tornado last night. There is no doubt about it. Being in the insurance business, I've taken several phone calls this morning.
This is like the Super Bowl for you all, right?
Scary. And it's always just makes your skin crawl. But Glen Mary and the Fern Creek area got hit really hard, so prayers to everybody that was involved. But let's introduce our guest.
Let's do it.
Tom, tell us a little bit about your who you are and your organization, and say hello to everyone.
Good morning. I'm Tom Pifer. We are here representing the TKO Parkinson's group as our primary benefactor, as well as specifically the TKO Flight Club. And TKO Flight Club is a charity, certified 501c3, and we use bourbon to raise funds for the fight against Parkinson's. And we do it in a very unique way, a very unique TKO Flight Club way. We like to have fun. We like to taste good bourbon. We like to talk about it and celebrate supporting a great cause. Brought along with me Brian Helton.
Hey.
Hey, Brian. How are
How's
you?
it going, Brian?
I didn't know Tom was going to be introducing me. I feel kind of on the spot. So, yeah, we're glad to be here. Braved the tornadoes and car crashes. I had a 3-hour ride in this morning, not because I live 3 hours away, but because I had to wait for a tree to get cut up and removed from River Road this morning.
Do you live in Oldham?
So I actually live in Owen County.
Owen County, even
So,
further.
that's way far out, but still not a 3-hour drive.
Well, JCPS canceled school today, which I applaud them because there were some roads that power lines down, blocked off roads because of trees. It's hard.
Yeah. We spent an hour on River Road just waiting for a tree to get removed. So
yeah,
it's been eventful.
My alarm went off this morning, and my wife was already up. She said, "Don't worry about it. School's shut down," and it actually kind of put me behind the 8 ball because I went back to sleep.
No, so Brian, how long tell us a little bit about TKO Flight Club.
So TKO Flight Club is kind of, it happened almost by accident. We started out, of course, I've known the Pifer family and known Doug and knew that he was fighting against Parkinson's. And Tom and I just wanted to kind of help raise some awareness. They have a big festival in the fall that they've been doing long before we started doing this. And we just wanted to find a way to raise some awareness. And, if there's an excuse to drink a little bit of bourbon, I'm in on that too. So it started out, we were like, hey, let's have a bourbon tasting. And we'll invite people and we'll charge admission. And, hopefully we'll break even, but raise awareness for the festival in September. So we did that, and not just a tasting though. I don't want anybody to think that this is like pinkies up, and I'm going to tell you all about the history of bourbon and how you ought to drink it. And if you like ice, then you're surely not a bourbon drinker because everybody knows you have to drink it the way I like it. And we didn't want it to be stuffy; we wanted it to be fun. So what we did was we picked out some bourbons. And we gave them to everybody that showed up, but we told them what the bourbons were, but not which was which. So we gave them to them basically what in the bourbon world, what we call a blind tasting. And we let people guess which was which to win prizes. And so we thought, instead of turning this into a stuffy, you have to know everything in the world about bourbon, let's make it a game.
Absolutely.
And let's make it a party, and we'll help some folks along the way. And surprisingly enough, our amateur tasters that showed up did better than all the pros, that me included.
That's a hoot.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We had some wives that came with their husbands that don't even drink bourbon, and they got like 3 out of 4. So it was a lot of fun. But then something happened towards the end of the night. People, Doug came and joined us and talked a little bit, and we started to see the impact. And then people started asking, well, can we write you a check? We'd like to sponsor a fighter or something. And we thought, maybe we're on to something here. So gradually, we kind of developed the idea to turn it into our own charity, so that we could operate separate but still support, so we don't have to depend on the TKO Parkinson's folks to be available or to help fund or to help us put any of these events on. We could just do it on our own, take our own charities, take our own donations, and all's Doug and the TKO Parkinson's folks have to do is take a check from us. And we wanted
that works.
we wanted to make it easy for them, where we weren't putting a burden on we didn't want them to feel obligated to have to come out and help us and support us every time we wanted to do an event to help out.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the next logical step. So we've been set up for a year now, on our own. We've actually been dabbling with this, about 3 years now?
3 years.
And
Congratulations.
and so the flight, we call them TKO Flight Nights, and the TKO Flight Club, pun intended. The first rule of TKO Flight Club is pretty please tell everybody in the whole world about Flight Club.
Yeah.
And we just took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're here doing. I found too that if you can have fun, it's easy to be more generous. The elementary school that my kiddos all went to, they used to have like a trivia night that had a silent auction and a live auction, and everybody had a really good time, and it was like easy to, like, oh yeah, I love this.
It goes without saying, whatever the organization may be, is the more that people have a good time,
mm-hmm.
and then you're out there supporting a wonderful cause like the fight against Parkinson's, it just plays off one another, and how there's multiple groups that really play, and they're all connected, which is a tribute to you guys.
Yeah. So what's the connection in boxing and Parkinson's? Can you all kind of talk about that a little bit?
So when Dad was diagnosed, he went about trying to find a cure or try to figure out what does this mean for me. And it was a very kind of key moment where he identified that this will be part of me, but not who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of that was how do you take ownership of that, and how do you take an action? So you're choosing how you're going to fight. And in part of that, it was part medicine, and it was part doctors, and it was part insurance. And one of the things they discovered was rock steady boxing. And so that became a key component. Mike, my brother, and he went on a field trip, watched a class, participated in a class, and was like, oh, wow, there's nothing like this in Louisville. And then it was like a light bulb moment. Oh, we got to do this. And so they came together and just started, and we're supporting Dad and building him up, cheering him on, and he's going at this. I mean, he's figuring out how to do this. He found a gym, found a sponsor, found a certified instructor, and said, let's do this. And I've got a community, and I want to do this, and I want to spread the word. And it began very small. and just joining, just participating, just figuring out, oh, is this real? And it's real.
It's grown now, and it's not its own gym, or is it?
So we've grown. TKO Parkinson's has grown to have its own gym.
Oh, nice.
And its own 501c3. And regularly, we've got 30 in-person fighters at the gym and 50 or so in a Zoom class online, training from home. So COVID put hey, how do we digitally train?
I mean, COVID, as crappy of a thing it was, it has spurred innovation in a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically in the Parkinson community.
Mm-hmm.
But more than that, what a Parkinson's patient wants and needs is a physical training and an emotional support, an affirmation that we're in this together. We're fighting with you.
Mm-hmm.
We're cheering you on. We're in the stands. Hey, I may not have Parkinson's, but man, I'm trying to do everything I can to build you up and emotionally make you stronger, because it can be daunting and discouraging, and we don't want that.
Is it a genetic thing, the Parkinson's, or how does one acquire Parkinson's?
There's a lot of research going into figuring that out. No clear smoking gun yet. There's maybe some scientists that are going to be far more intelligent than me that are going to say, hey, I got it. I haven't read an article yet that said, hey, here's what it is.
Wow.
And there's no cure.
Dang.
So the work is in improving your quality of life and suspending the negative cause, or not the cause, but rather the physical shake, or the physical shuffle with your feet, or the results of having Parkinson's.
Gotcha.
We're strengthening the brain, we're strengthening the dopamine, so that we prolong the quality of life and push that off. And that's what Rocksteady does. Rocksteady Boxing specifically trains that. You're learning new things in a new way.
Making new connections of neurons and stuff.
Firing in a whole new way. And that strengthens your mind. And is an intentional action. They speak a lot about making intentional actions. And that creates a new connection in your brain. Intentionally, a right-handed signature, left-handed, a right-handed fork, or with a left hand. So you create this new connection, and this you're strengthening and exercising your brain.
Love it.
It's the videos that I've seen. Of course, you can get online at one at TKO Parkinson's, but also Rocksteady Boxing too. It's pretty amazing. They're not knocking each other out. You don't have to worry about that. It's not like they're.
So can I go down there and compete and feel like I can fight then?
I think they would probably got your number, but
they probably do.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable. And
I bet
it's pretty awesome. And too, in Tom and Brian and even myself, Parkinson's has no age. I mean, it can hit someone. It's not an elderly.
I didn't realize that.
issue. Oh no, I mean young people get it as well. Yes,
Not common,
Right.
but it does happen.
Huh. Well, tell us about the event, which is April 30th, right?
April 30th, we've got the Kentucky Derby.
That's awesome.
Pun intended.
Very creative.
Thank you. So Kentucky Derby and the TKO Flight Club, it's a celebration of the Derby season with just a great cause. And we want to bring together bourbon enthusiasts, Parkinson supporters, general charitable people, Derby fans, everybody that just wants to have a good time, that's ready to get out, go to the most swanky event center in the city and celebrate all good things, charity and Derby season. We've got a packed lineup of microbreweries, distilleries. We've got Jay Shepherd Cigar Bar coming.
So a funny thing about that, I live right around the corner from that place.
Yeah.
And there's always men sitting outside smoking cigars.
Yeah.
And I enjoy a cigar occasionally, and I have said I'm going to become one of those guys. I just haven't been able to do it yet.
Jason's a great guy. You should stop in, meet him, learn more about what he's doing. He's passionate about his product.
I love it.
And we're happy to have him aboard.
Yeah.
He's a proud supporter.
Tom, what time is that event on the 30th? I know it's a Saturday.
So you can come with your VIP ticket, 5 to 6. We've got a private tasting hosted by Bernie Lubbers. He's going to walk us through the bottle and bond experience, and that's something he's known for. He's the whiskey professor, Brian.
The whiskey professor, bottled in bond expert. Bottled in bond, for those that aren't bourbon enthusiasts, is a special branding or title put on bourbon that meets specific requirements, even above and beyond the normal rules to call it bourbon and not whiskey. And Bernie's just terrific at it. He's funny, he's engaging, he knows his stuff, but he doesn't spend a lot of time telling you how to drink it either. He wants you to have fun and drink whiskey the way you like it. And so, yeah, we're really excited to have him on board for the VIP experience.
Now,
And
let me ask you this. So I'm not a drinker, and the reason is I used to be a bit of an alcohol expert, a little
Enthusiast.
enthusiast.
Yes.
I was extremely enthusiastic. So about 22 years ago, I decided maybe to be less enthusiastic. So I don't drink. Is there a role that I could play in not drinking, or is this strictly a drinker's event?
Oh, I think that we've got some fun planned. My wife and I, on our short commute in this morning, we're just discussing it. So bourbon's not for everybody. Not everybody drinks. Not everybody wants beer or bourbon. But we'll have food there. Morris Deli.
I love Morris Deli.
I do too.
Yeah, anybody that's lived in or around the Highlands knows. Great folks, great store, good people, terrific sandwiches.
Absolutely.
So there's going to be food there, but we're going to have fun. We're going to have racing live on TV. It is opening night at the track, so they're going to have 10 races.
That's great.
We coincidentally are going to have 10 races showing at our event on that same evening that you can donate raffle dollars and pick a horse for each race. And at the end of every race of the night, we'll be giving away free bourbon to winners.
That's great.
So 10 races, 10, and it's not just like one bourbon. We've got bangers and packages and all of the Wellers and
Definitely an attraction for the enthusiast.
and the Blantons and
Yeah, I was looking at the list of stuff. There's a Pappy Special Reserve, I believe.
yeah, we've got a 12-year-old Van Winkle bottle in the mix. Surely nobody's interested in that. They're easy to find. You know, they're just sitting around everywhere.
I've got 5 of them in the back.
Yeah, right. Because you're not going to drink them.
No, I'm not.
So, you know, just collect them. They're everywhere.
I like having a family is why I'm not going to drink them.
But yeah, so we're gonna have a little fun gaming factor there. We're gonna be playing music, and we want it to feel more like an infield party.
That's great.
Than a tasting or a drinking event. So you know, if you like a nice cigar and a little bit of music and bet on some horses, and you know what does the guy who wins a bourbon that doesn't drink bourbon do with that? You give it to a great charity that can help Parkinson's,
or you give it as a business gift,
or a business gift. I mean, you know, if you want to be selfish about it.
Tom, can I ask? Because I'm very familiar, obviously, with Progress Park, which we'll talk about. But is family involved? Not to bring a bunch of little kids, but can they? Sometimes a Saturday night's tough to get. Are you going to try to make this an adult-only event?
Adult only.
Okay, very good. I'm glad we clarified that. That's good.
Yeah, adult only. Our fall event is for the family and focused on that demographic, whereas this is very specific to the above 21. Yeah, we're partying. and and celebrating that we're supporting a great cause.
Love it.
And our primary vehicle's bourbon.
Nice. Okay. As a real estate professional, I'm going to have to admit I'm not familiar with Progress Park. So fill me in.
Oh man.
I will start, and then you guys know the details. It is, and I am not holding back on this. You've never seen a place like this in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
And when you do see Progress Park, you're going to be blown away that you've driven over it or past it for your entire life.
Oh, was it in the Mega Cavern?
No, it's not there. It is.
Close.
It's across from 21 Lumber, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
84.
Or 84 Lumber. I apologize.
It's a bigger lumber place. 21's a little spot.
Across from 84. It's right in the heart of Butyl. It is. Well, I'll let Tom. You know more of the specifics of it. My good friend and his brother, Mike Pifer, and his wife Valerie, plus with their partner Nick McDowell and his wife Carrie. This has been a labor of love for about 5 to 6 years, and it is basically an Airstream park. And when and I'm not doing it justice just by calling it an Airstream park. It is amazing. It's a venue for weddings. It's a venue for events. This is the perfect venue for the Burby event, and you can kind of elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, fill me in.
So listeners, get on your Instagram account and Instagram Airstream Camping, or get on your Instagram account and Google and glamping. Put in glamping, and then every picture you see, imagine it's at this space, because it is. And the Progress Park is that experience. It makes camping easy. And you get this Airstream, which has just a very iconic look and feel. And they've taken that as a theme and built out their park with that intention. And they're very successful.
So my wife and I have a travel trailer, a camper, but my brother-in-law, her brother, built an Airstream. Basically, he bought a chassis. He's an aircraft mechanic, so his level of competence with stuff like that exceeds a lot of people. I mean, he did sheet metal and everything on it. It's wild.
Well, you should see I don't know what the exact number they have over there, but they've all been rehabbed. And when I say that, they are first class in regards to amenities, the furniture inside them. You know, they might be like a 1941, whatever it is, or 1950 Airstream. They are awesome.
You are not roughing it.
No. The cool thing is true. In the whole, and the cool thing is, and where people don't know it is, if everybody's like, maybe I can't go to Florida for the week. That's just not as easy to go. Or you know what? I don't own a place at Barren River or Rough River. It's literally 15 minutes from wherever you are here in Louisville. It's not they're busy, and you have to they're booked. But you can, especially looking in advance. It is for 1 night, 2 nights, whatever you like. Big parties or just you and your spouse, whatever. It's something special that we have here in town.
You won't feel like you're in town anymore.
You know, I've had some out of town folks here recently. There's a network I'm a part of where I've got colleagues spread out across the country, and we get together from time to time. I hosted some people at my house recently. I had someone stay at the Bellwether, which is a new place on Bardstown Road, but this may be the place, and especially a guy that in May will be in town that I think will love that.
Anybody will love it.
Yeah, there's water, canoes. They have there's a lake, canoes. There's swimming, cornhole, horseshoes, hiking. Because the way it's all set up, good old camping.
How big?
If you like to fish.
12 acres.
12 acres. Okay. Yeah. Well, what's funny about the fishing thing, we were camping in our travel trailer the first weekend of spring break, and my son wanted to fish. I have fished several times in my life, but I'm not a fisherman. So we rode to Bass Pro and got outfitted and got an Indiana license, but we need a Jefferson County place, you know.
It's there. It's there.
For sure. If you go here and like to fish, you'll catch fish.
Ooh.
I caught the biggest bass of the summer. What was that, 2 summers ago that we went out fishing? Biggest bass I caught all year was out of the lake at Progress Park. So fishermen, get in there.
That's awesome.
What if I'm a little bit scared of fish, like to touch it and stuff if I catch it?
I'm sure somebody there can
I'll
help
be
you
glad
out.
to go along with you and take the fish off if you'll get me an Airstream for the night.
Yeah. So couple that experience, and I'm going to give you a glass of bourbon. Now we're going to sit down. We're going to have a good time.
Uh-huh.
It's nighttime. We're going to play some good music. Maybe we got a campfire. And, you know, there's horse racing in the background. Lots of people all around. And imagine yourself at this space just celebrating a great cause. And that's what we're putting together.
I love it.
I do too. Well, how are people going to find out information about Progress Park, about TKO Flight Club, about the event itself, about the
Kentucky Burby.
the Burby and the boxing place, the gym, like all that stuff?
You can find our primary benefactor, TKO Parkinson's, at tkoparkinsons.com.
And we'll put all these links in the notes, of course.
100%.
TKO Flight Club, the host of the Kentucky Burby, at tkoflightclub.com. And you can like us on Facebook. We do most of our marketing and advertising through Facebook and social media.
Same.
Or Instagram. Like us on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us. See what we're up to. And then we want you to go to Eventbrite to take a look at the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be marketing that on Facebook as well and Instagram. You can have a direct link on Eventbrite. And join us for the night. We'd love to have you out.
Yeah, you can click through our Facebook page as well. We have an event page set up on Facebook that'll take you to the Eventbrite page where you can buy tickets. Do that now. Go buy tickets.
Can you share how much tickets are?
General admission, $100.
Uh-huh.
And that with that general admission ticket, you're going to get the opportunity to taste as many bourbon samples as you want, as many microbrewery samples as you want. The food component throughout the night, which is tray service from Morris's Deli, plus table service. We'll have a buffet table there as well throughout the night, and then snacks throughout the night will be available. You'll have an opportunity to partake in a vintage bourbon experience provided, hosted by Neat Bourbon and Bottle Bar. They'll be bringing a series of bottles that you can, in addition to your ticket, a cash sale.
I'd like to say bourbon that you will not find anywhere else.
All right.
These guys, their specialty is vintage bourbon.
Okay. Is Neat? That's a new place right on Bardstown Road, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It looks very cool. I have not been in there, but driving by, I'm like, ooh, now that's a spot.
It's amazing. It's an amazing place, and those guys have been very supportive in what we've been doing, and we appreciate those guys an awful lot.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Well, I was really excited to get both Brian and Tom on today. One, because I'm a personal supporter. I have been for a number of years of the TKO Foundation.
I think I probably am too now.
It's a great organization, and the Pifer family is special to me. They're great people. It just they're hitting home on what a week. This is when Louisville shines at its best. It is Derby.
Yeah.
Kentucky loves its bourbon. It's going to be a great evening. So hope to see a lot of you that are listening to attend.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming in, for promoting this, helping us promote you. And it sounds like I'm there because this sounds awesome. So thank you guys. We appreciate it.
We'll see everybody on the 30th.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you for listening. You can reach us at neil@talkabouttownky.com. Neil is a realtor with Judah Real Estate Group. Chad is a partner at Insuramax. You can reach him at chadh@insuramax.com. Check us out on the web at talkabouttownky.com. Go Cards!